here's where we see how well it'll really work in this space. So we're going to do A pose. And a T pose. And there we go. All right, can you see that? Oh, this is so cool. It's actually working. So now, what we have is a live readout of me. So as I move around, again, this is a basement space that is small and has a lot of electrical interference. There's a router, seriously, like right there. There's LED video lights all over the place. There's a lot of potential sources of interference here. Metal pipes for gas, for water, for electric conduit. There's a ton of potential interference all around here. And so this was one of the main questions that I had from folks who were like curious about the system. Is does it work, or is there? Because the reputation is that there's issues with interference here. But let me just go ahead and get you up on the screen here. So this seems to be working fairly well. So now you can get a sense for how well this can gauge motion. Again, this is on the back of the hand, so I can still grab things. Now, one of the questions that I had getting into this is, can I accommodate props? Could I, this comes with a spare sensor, could I stick that on the prop? Now, unfortunately, this is all run by an AI that makes guesses about the shape of the human body. So while I could model this onto a digital actor that has a sword attached to its hand, at the moment I have no way to actually track the sword separate from my hand. So it can track if my hand goes and extends out, but it can't track necessarily something like a Molinet where I'm loosening my grip and doing different things with that sword. That would be a little bit tricky without an optical system. Now, Perception Neuron does have a hybrid system that includes optical trackers as well. That's like $50,000. I don't have that kind of money. The school doesn't have that kind of money to invest in me. So for now, this is going to have to do. And I think it's a great way to at least be able to get sort of a proof of concept, to be able to start getting some ability to try walking different ways, establishing different moves for different types of characters, to be able to play with recording things, do movement analysis, be able to get more objective sense of how people are moving when they do certain things. Right, so we can show motion on the Neuron robot fairly well. Now, where I want to go with this is to be able to take it from here and port it straight into Unreal, which is something I'm still having to learn how to do. But it's supposed to be fairly easy. I'm a complete computer idiot, and I haven't yet found anybody I can pay to do this and set this up for me, which is probably the next step. Or to keep muddling around until I figure it out. But you can port this straight into something like Unreal, and then map it live onto another character. So if you have a video game character, a cartoon character, or an anatomical model, something like that, it lets you map the motion onto that. That's where I'm really interested, is that sort of live broadcast stuff. Because then I can project it up on a classroom wall. We can take a look at what someone's doing with their leads, right? Their different walks, their different habits. And we can look at it with an impartiality that you really can't when you're seeing that person's face. And you go, oh, that's Kevin. I know who Kevin is. I know how they move. And that's certainly appealing to me, as well as the more creative thing of being able to start coming up with, like, how do we design character movement for different kinds of animated characters or something like that. That kind of stuff will be fun too. So I just got the budget speed type to be able to start ordering more stuff, to where I can get the gloves, to be able to do that as well. But I'm not seeing, and again, the screen's facing you, not me, so I'll have to look at this video later, but I'm not seeing a heck of a lot of glitching. And I'm moving around, I'm touching metal, I'm going to touch the router. I might go up the stairs here a little bit. Again, I'm going up some basement stairs. I'm coming down the basement stairs. Had to move something out of the way. But that's not bad. That's not bad. I can come here behind the camera. I can adjust the camera. Oop. Did my laptop just go to sleep? There we go. I gotta say, pretty happy so far. Not bad. All right, so the next test I want to do, I'm actually going to go upstairs. I want to see how well the range works on this. So I'll be back in a little bit. We'll see what happens. All right, I'm back. How's it doing? Not bad, not bad. All right, so now if I stop recording. Oh, was it not recording this whole time? Hello. Yes, now it's recording. Did I mention I'm still learning the system? Okay, so I just did that test without it recording. Now I'm gonna go record and see what it does. Now that it's recording. So this is one thing about that idea of a non-optical system. Without having an outside reference point, one of the things you sometimes lose is the ability to come back and find the same spot, right? So the idea that if I set something down and then I go and pick it up later, it may not think I'm in the same place. So when I left, I was actually right there. Now I'm off screen a little bit and it's shifted me off. So I lost reference a little bit. But not bad, and it still seems to know where I am. Let's see what it actually looked like. That's me going up the stairs. Closing the door behind me. I need to figure out how to move this camera. Pouring a glass of water in the kitchen. Drinking a glass of water. It's given me a bit of a limp that I don't think I actually had. I wonder if one of the sensors got loose. Yeah, that foot's a little crooked. I wonder if I moved the sensor doing some of this stuff since I calibrated. So that might be something where I need to recalibrate. But given how much I moved around, oh, there's the door. Coming back down the stairs. Boom, 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 boom. Open the curtain. And here. So that seems to have worked, and that's, you know, that's a decent amount of range. That was me going around a good portion of my house here. Oh, my tripod's a little wobbly. I need to screw that part in. So I'm pretty happy with that. For what it is and for the amount of interference here, this gives me hope. I went on a tour of our facility that we'll get to move into in the fall recently, and there's, you know, it's under construction, so I'm seeing all these metal beams and conduit and heating elements, and I'm like, this is going to be a problem, but looks like maybe not. Looks like that should be okay. All right, and it does look like anytime I need to, I can just go back and do another recalibration. So since one of my feet appears to be higher than the other in inset, which may just be that my jeans are shifting around or something, I should just be able to do another calibration test and fix that. Yep, there we go. And now the feet are fixed. So, you know, if something does happen, if I travel around too much out of the zone or something like that, this does seem like the kind of thing where potentially it is fixable. So anyway, I'm pretty happy with the new toy. I'm going to be trying to keep track of this stuff as we go, keep people posted. And if you have any questions in the meantime about how this stuff works, I am not an expert, I know. You know, there's some great tutorials out there from people who actually know what they're doing. The problem is that I try and follow them, and then I'm like, I can't find the thing on the screen you're saying to click on. It's not there. Maybe you're using a different version. I don't know. I'm a bit of a Luddite. I'm an old man. I'm trying to learn new tricks, and it's hard. So if you want an explanation from someone who has a very simplistic understanding and is figuring this out from an idiot newbie beginner's perspective, that's where you can ask me something, and I'll do my best to help you out or answer your questions. So again, this is the Perception Neuron Studio system. They did recently come out with an upgrade to their Perception Neuron baseline, which is now, I think, up to the PM3 is the new one. And they have a couple of other setups as well. There are other companies, I'm sure, if you're watching this, I'm sure you have, or will start seeing, thanks to algorithms, ads for the Rococo suit. That was kind of one of the main competitors, but again, I didn't want the full suit because I want to be able to trade it out and not have to worry about like, ooh, how much did they sweat on that? Or is it going to fit? Do I have to buy different sizes so that I can try them on different performers? So I really like the strap-based system. You can buy suits for these. They do sell a suit that you can zip into. That'll be better if you're doing like stunt work or something, or a lot of physical things where these might shift around, but they're pretty darn grippy. You know, they've got the grip tape stuff on them. So it's going to have a fair amount of security, I think. You know, we'll see. These are not ideal as is for heavy stunts. Yes, I am a stunt performer. No, I'm not going to be doing a lot of fight stuff in these because I don't want to break the sensors. They do stick out a little bit. Like, these are pretty darn small for what they are, but it's still a little clunky. It does still stick out. And obviously, if I was going to want to do, you know, some falls or rolls, I've got all these sensors on my back. I don't want to break those, so I would need to pad that out. But the beauty of it not being optical is it doesn't matter if I cover them up. So yes, and I talked to some folks about this before I bought the system. You can, you know, create foam housings that you can put over these so that if you want to be able to do a fall or something, you can, or you can figure out other ways around that. There's supposedly workarounds. But for the moment, you know, it's actually doing a pretty decent job of tracking even just like, you know, little ankle roll, wrist rolls. And this is without the gloves. So when I do add the gloves, I'm not sure if they're going to still need this sensor or if they replace this sensor when I get the full glove set. But I guess I'll find out, and I'll keep you posted when I have those toys to review as well. So feel free to drop any comments, questions, whatever. And probably the next thing I chat about will be the 3D printer, because I don't know how long it'll take me to figure out how to do the next step on this. But let me know your thoughts, and I'll keep you posted. Thanks.